We are kind of right in the middle of that spawn and post-spawn phase across a good section of the country. And for me, spawn and post-spawn is a perfect time for the G-Splash. Now this is the bigger G-Splash. I like the bigger one because I can cast it better. Now, two things about this bait. Works really well around brim beds, bluegill beds. So post-spawn bass is when the bluegill start to spawn. Well, bass like to hang out around the edges of those bluegill beds, and they just go in, grab a snack, and sit back out and watch them until they're hungry, and they go in and get another snack. I've watched them do it a bunch. What happens is these bluegill, these brims, the brim beds, there'll be 20, 50 of them in one little section. And a lot of times they do it in the back of a pocket or next to a dock or around buck bushes or around willow trees. This G-Splash is a great bait that you can target cast. It's a little roll cast. You don't have to cast a long ways. It's a good little roll cast, but the thing I really like about this is you can fish it two ways. One, it looks like a chugger. You can chug it. Bloop, bloop, let it sit. Bloop, where it pops and sits. Pops and sits. The other thing, the way I like to fish it even more, is to walk it. Now this bait, because of the design, it will walk and walk and walk and walk without traveling away from the strike zone. Meaning that if I throw it around those brim beds, or if I make that little underhand cast and get it underneath the willow tree, it's like a frog where you can walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, and it barely goes. This thing will make a turn without moving an inch. Boop, 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 like that. And that's the way I really like to fish the G-Splash around the spawn and post-spawn. Now around the spawn, you can throw this bait over the top of a bed, and a lot of times those fish will come up and bite it. Where if you're casting and fishing, you haven't seen that bed yet, they might bite this. Post-spawn around brim beds, the G-Splash is the way to go this time of year.